Welcome to this video on the Espionage Act. The Espionage Act is a federal law that was passed during World War I to prohibit interference with military operations and to prevent the support of the country's enemies. In this video, we will explore the history, evolution, and impact of the Espionage Act on American politics, government surveillance, and free speech. The origins of the Espionage Act. The Espionage Act was passed by Congress and signed into law by President Woodrow Wilson on June 15, 1917. The law was passed in response to concerns about German espionage and sabotage during World War I and was intended to protect national security and prevent interference with military operations. The provisions of the Espionage Act. The Espionage Act prohibited the sharing of information related to national defense or any information that might be useful to the enemy. It also made it illegal to attempt to interfere with military recruitment or to promote the success of the country's enemies during wartime. The law also established severe penalties, including imprisonment and fines, for those found guilty of violating its provisions. The impact of the Espionage Act on free speech. The Espionage Act had a significant impact on free speech and civil liberties in the United States. The law was used to prosecute and imprison individuals who spoke out against the war or expressed views that were deemed critical of the government. One of the most famous cases involving the Espionage Act was the trial and imprisonment of socialist leader Eugene V. Debs. Debs was sentenced to 10 years in prison for making a speech in which he criticized the government's involvement in the war and urged workers to resist the draft. The Espionage Act was also used to target other anti-war activists, including labor leader Bill Haywood and journalist John Reed. The law was criticized by civil liberties advocates for its broad language and its potential to stifle free speech and dissent. The evolution of the Espionage Act. Over the years, the Espionage Act has been amended and updated to reflect changing circumstances and new threats to national security. In 1918, the law was amended to include provisions for the prosecution of those who obstructed the war effort or aided the country's enemies. In the years following World War II, the Espionage Act was used to prosecute individuals who were accused of spying for foreign governments. More recently, the law has been used to prosecute individuals who have leaked classified information, such as Chelsea Manning and Edward Snowden. The impact of the Espionage Act on government surveillance. The Espionage Act has also had a significant impact on government surveillance and the collection of intelligence. The law has been used to justify the collection of electronic communications, including emails and phone calls, in the name of national security. The use of the Espionage Act to justify government surveillance has been criticized by civil liberties advocates, who argue that it violates the Fourth Amendment protections against unreasonable searches and seizures. In conclusion, the Espionage Act is a federal law that was passed during World War I to protect national security and prevent interference with military operations. While it has been used to prosecute those who have engaged in espionage or other activities that threaten national security, the law has also had a significant impact on free speech and civil liberties in the United States. As we navigate the complex challenges of the 21st century, it is important to evaluate and reassess the impact of laws like the Espionage Act on our rights and freedoms. As we move forward, it is important to continue to evaluate and balance the need for national security with the protection of civil liberties and free speech. The Espionage Act is just one example of the complex interplay between national security and individual rights in American history. By understanding its origins, provisions, and impact, we can better appreciate the challenges and trade-offs involved in protecting our nation and preserving our freedoms. Thanks for watching. We hope it has provided you with a deeper understanding of this important law and its impact on American politics, government surveillance, and free speech. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. See you next time.